Oh, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, dude. Getting ready for this Thanksgiving festivities.
Ready for you and the girls to come up?
Are you ready to season the day?
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be dope.
Oh, yeah. Definitely excited.
I know you know why the cranberry sauce was blushing.
Was there a salad dressing?
It saw the turkey dressing.
Welcome to another edition of the Big Dad Energy Podcast. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Gus.
And we are
Big Dad Energy.
If you haven't already, please like and subscribe on whichever platform you are listening to this podcast. Let's go! We need to sync that up a little bit better.
So it'll sync up on the video. But how far off were we?
Like, I was already on, energy when you were, when I heard you going.
I'll sync it up in there. No problem.
I know you probably haven't seen it, but Cynthia and I saw Venom 3, and there was a part in there where they're, taking down bad guys, and it's, half Eddie Brock and half Venom, and they're trying to sync up the "We are Venom," and they were, going back and forth. It was super funny, because they couldn't get it right.
Are you ready to activate feast mode?
Feast mode activated. Hashtag hungry.
Well, what did Joey say in Friends? I got my Thanksgiving pants on. That does remind me of that episode where Rachel was in charge of making the dessert.
Oh, yeah. Tastes like feet!
That was so funny.
And Joey's like, what? Ladyfingers? Good. Jam? Yeah. Beef? Good.
What's not to like?
So, speaking about Thanksgiving, it's one of my favorite holidays. Low-key. Better than Christmas. Better than... What are some other ones? New Year's,
4th of July, and
Halloween and all that. And it's not just because of the food. The food is dope, don't get me wrong. But gratitude is a super important mindset to have, especially when you're going through anything that you would consider to be tough. So I want to know, Nick, what are 3 things that you are most grateful for? And then I'll let you know what mine are.
So I'm grateful for my family, my wife, my boys, everyone involved in my family, my faith, because the power of God and the grace of God, I'm able to do everything that I put my mind to. And I'm able to wake up, able to live my day. We're able to record this podcast. He blessed me with the life that I have, my family. And then, honestly, my health. I haven't taken the best care of my body. And that's everything, whether it's what I'm eating, what I'm allowing my mind to digest. It's a little bit of everything. I haven't been the best towards my overall health, but I'm still pretty healthy. So those are the 3 things. I would say my family, my faith, and my health.
Those are definitely good things to be grateful for. 3 things that I'm most grateful for, if I had to boil it down. Number 1 is my upbringing. The examples that my family set growing up, hard work, accountability, resourcefulness, the opportunities that my parents provided when they decided to move from Texas to Georgia, despite the fears and reservations of moving away from everyone and everything that they knew. And of course, the 4 main ladies in my life who are the inspiration that I need to continue to strive to be greater than I thought possible. So my wife, my 2 daughters, and my puppy.
Let's go, Phoebe.
Phoebers.
I'm happy you bring that up because, my mom got remarried and moved us from New York down here to Georgia. So she was doing what she thought was best, not just for her, but for all of us. So I'm right there with you on that. And without the move, bro, I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have met you guys. I wouldn't have the boys that I have now. I was 11 when we moved. And when you're that young, it's hard. It's easy to take things for granted, right? And it's hard to see the big picture, right? It's a very micro perspective, not a very macro perspective. So, it's definitely something I'm grateful for as well. So I definitely hear you there. And then you mentioned the 4 great women in your life. When I was growing up, there's a movie called The Bronx Tale. Great movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a line in that movie that you're only allowed three great women in your life, and it's Mary, your mom, and whoever you end up with, right? But the great thing is just a movie because I've definitely come across more great women in my life than three, right? So as you speak for yourself, right? You got four right there. So there's definitely a lot more to that. But just wanted to shout out that movie because it made me think of it.
So gratitude is a powerful tool for cultivating positive energy and improving overall well-being.
I agree 100% on that.
Bro, if you think about it, it gives you perspective in times when you don't have it. When entitlement sinks in, when complacency sinks in, when you're going through a tough time and you're frustrated beyond belief, you don't see a way out of or around whatever the situation in front of you is, take a step back and just think about everything that you have to be grateful for. I want to give you some examples and something to really think about, okay? Dude, 2.5 billion people drank water contaminated with chemicals and waste today already at the time that you're watching this. 3 billion people didn't drink safe drinking water.
It's nuts.
500 million people drank water from polluted lakes, ponds, and streams. 1.2 billion people lack access to basic electricity. If you have basic electricity, you are better off than a huge portion of the world's population. 2.6 billion people don't even have connection to the internet. If you're watching this, you are in the top 33% of the world's population.
That's crazy.
The list just goes on and on. There's so many people that live off of less than $3 per day. So we have everything to be grateful for. And if you're complaining about something trivial, then I don't even want to be talking to you. When you're complaining about gas prices, how many people don't own a fucking car? You know what I mean?
Or if they do, can they afford to fill it up?
Right. Like basic stuff that we take for granted is a detriment to your mindset. And then having that negative mindset is just going to send you on a spiral of negative efforts, negative results, and then an even more negative mindset and negative outlook. So, yeah, I think that's pretty powerful.
No, it is. And it just reminded me of David Meltzer. He was the CEO for the company for Sports Super Agent, or Lee Steinberg. That's the guy who Tom Cruise played in Jerry Maguire. That's who the movie was kind of based on.
Show me the money.
You can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say what you would mean it, bro.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
He got to a point in his life where he was worried he was going to lose everything. Because he was rich. He wanted to be rich his whole life. He got there. He had everything that he wanted. But he wasn't happy. And he had this concept, blocking out the negative energy. He said that he would adopt this mechanism to where if like a negative thought was coming into his head, he'd be like, clear. Like, I need to clear this out, right? He would need to clear his mind. And then he reminds himself of what he does have and what makes him happy. And that instantly, when he started doing that, it lowers his stress. It started to help with the anxiety, right? It was getting rid of all of the negative emotion that he was feeling at that time. Because he was reminding himself of what he was grateful for. What you were just bringing up made me think about that. Just because you have to clear out those negative thoughts in order to fill your head with positive thoughts. And by reminding yourself of what you're grateful for is a very powerful tool to help you do that. And there's a ton of health benefits because we all go through times in our life, especially at work, where it's hard to stay positive all the time. Especially if you're in like a retail or sales environment. Because that's a high stress situation because you gotta sell, you gotta keep moving, right? You gotta keep pushing through. And a tactic that I adopted for myself throughout the day was letting people know that I appreciate them. Whether it's someone that I work with and interact with on a daily basis, if it's someone that in back office that I talk to on the phone, if it was a customer that I had, whatever the situation was, whoever I was interacting with, I would end that interaction with, I appreciate you. Just something little like that, because it's letting them know that even though we could have just had a rough conversation or a really stressful situation we were just handling, I'm letting them know, hey, it was worth it because I appreciate you. I appreciate your effort. I appreciate your time that you spent with me going through this. And when I started doing that, by giving someone else appreciation, I was then receiving appreciation, whether they gave it back or not. It was a way of me reconciling what just happened in a positive way. It's like, you know what? I appreciate you for taking the time to sit on the phone with me for however long it was, or whatever the situation was. And that helped, in a sense, clear my mind, right? And allow me to be appreciative to be in the situation that I am. Because not many people can afford the opportunity to have a full-time paying job that they go to every day, right? Or a family to come home to, or whatever the situation is. So that was something that was super powerful and that helped me out.
So I liked one point that you made about thanking somebody for their time. That is the only resource that we cannot get more of, right? I don't care whether you're a super successful billionaire or a homeless person down on their luck. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. No amount of money can buy you more time. So when you thank a customer for coming into the store, you're really thanking them for giving up their time, because most things can be done online or over the phone these days. But if a customer is wanting something badly enough to make a journey into the store with the rising gas prices, with the amount of traffic and crazy people that are out there, right? They're investing that amount of time as a sales rep, as a customer service rep, as a store manager or whoever. They're the reason that you are in the position that you're in. Thanking them for their time, although a little gesture, is really gaining rapport if you do it in the right way. And once you gain rapport with that customer, it's going to make that interaction a lot smoother and get you and the person that came into the store that favorable outcome that you guys are looking for.
100% agree on that, because you're spreading positive energy. You're taking the time to build the rapport. You're letting someone know you appreciate them. You're spreading positivity through that. You're spreading the idea of gratitude through that. And that definitely, like you said, that's definitely going to help make that interaction a lot smoother.
Yep. Okay. Challenges with gratitude.
I was going to say, I think you kind of hit on that earlier. And you mentioned with your upbringing, right? And I know it's hard. Well, I don't know personally that it's hard to lose a parent.
I mean, you do.
Yeah. It's by sitting there reminding yourself or being grateful for the time that you had and for the lessons that were taught and the time that was spent. Because like you said, time's not something that we can get back. But reminding yourself of the things to be grateful for and be thankful for is, in my opinion, something that's very powerful to help navigating or coping through that difficult time.
Yeah, I will say that you shouldn't wait for things to get bad before you reach in your pocket for gratitude. Gratitude is an awesome resource. It's an amazing tool that we have that we pull out when we need it. But a very good tip is having a gratitude journal. Take time in the evenings to write down the things that you're thankful for, and take time in the mornings to remind yourself what you're thankful for. because that's going to shape how you spend your time, which, as we discussed, is a non-renewable resource. But how you're going to navigate your day, how you're going to approach decisions that have to be made, big decisions or small decisions. At the end of the day, those small things that really didn't matter, because like we said, you are fortunate in having water, electricity, just the basic needs in life, that if you're not reaching that goal or that outcome that you want, you have that tool, that resource to take a step back and really reflect on, maybe I haven't reached it yet, but look at everything that I have, and now I could double down, buckle down, and focus on what I really need to accomplish or want to accomplish or have to accomplish or must accomplish, and not really worry about the small things, because a lot of them are small things in life.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. Those little hits of dopamine, and how we need to search for more long-lasting dopamine as opposed to the little shots of dopamine, right, throughout the day, something that resonates a little bit more. And I think you can cap that off perfectly by what you said, that gratitude journal, writing it down at the end of the day, reminding yourself of it in the morning, but then taking the time to enjoy those little things throughout the day, whatever it is. If you're going to sit outside on a beautiful morning, listen to the birds sing, drinking your coffee, or whatever it is, looking how pretty the sky is, taking a picture of the sunset, just those little things throughout the day. As a parent, you know, one of the things I try not to take for granted is watching my kids do something. Even if it's small, like watching them sleep, or just taking it in for a minute, you know? Like those little things throughout the day, whatever it is. Having a conversation with a buddy, a family member, whoever it is, someone that injects that energy into your life. You know, we talk about all the time of bringing the positivity, bringing the energy. You got to get those people in your life, and you got to spend time with those people in your life that inject that into you. So having a conversation with them in the morning, having a conversation with them throughout the day, at the end of the day, whatever it is, like you said, I want to just highlight those little things, because those little things, those are little shots of dopamine, but it's not the wrong.
Not like taking drugs or...
Exactly. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and play a video game for 20 minutes and get that initial shot of dopamine, because it's not going to last. But having that conversation with someone that you care about, whether it's a buddy or a family member, that's enhancing and building on the relationship you already have with that person. So that little shot of dopamine, even though it's giving you that little burst right then and there, that's going to carry over, because that's someone that you can rely on, that's someone that you could talk to. So it's taking the shot of apple cider vinegar in the morning instead of taking a shot of tequila, even though tequila is good and there's major health benefits with it. It's, you know, taking a shot of like apple cider vinegar, or if you're mixing a drink with turmeric, something that, you know, whatever it is you're trying to do in your life, lose weight, whatever it is, it's those little shots that are beneficial, not a detriment.
Short-term sacrifice for long-term paradise.
Inject that into my veins.
Like that is when you have to do something you don't want to do, but you know in the long run it's going to be great for your future. Do that. Moments of sacrifice for a lifetime of paradise. Do it. When you have extra money, instead of going to the movie theater, instead of buying candy or going out to eat, put it in a investment account. Moments of sacrifice for a lifetime of paradise. Dave Ramsey says, live like no one else today, so that tomorrow you can live like no one else tomorrow. And that's that, you know, that short-term sacrifice when people are like, oh my God, what a stick in the mud. Why do we invite that person? They never want to go out or whatever. It might be because they're sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term pleasure, right? Who's the one that's going to be laughing when they're sitting on a yacht in Barbados sipping Mai Tais and somebody else is trying to live off of Social Security? Not saying that one or the other is wrong, but it's just What do you want to sacrifice, and what's your vision of paradise?
Yep. 100%. I'm happy you brought up Dave Ramsey, because as you were speaking, that's immediately what hit my brain is live like no one else today so you could live like no one else tomorrow. And I lost sight of that for a little bit. Like, I'm probably not the only one. Maybe I am. Who knows? With my Funko Pop collection. You know, it was something, those little hits of dopamine. Now it's a weight on me. You know what I'm saying? It's a weight on my house, on my family. It's, even though it's just a little figure sitting right there in the corner, it has such a bigger, profound effect in a negative way because it's pointless at the end of the day. Now, I do enjoy having little things here and there and look at make you happy, but that doesn't mean I need to have 1,000 of them.
Right?
You know?
Bro, it's so funny, dude, how this podcast is helping me grow. Knowledge unapplied is irrelevant. I have learned over the years from all these amazing motivational speakers and finance coaches and all of this stuff, but if you don't put it into practice, it's irrelevant. After our conversation last week, which was based off of the conversation the week before, right? We started our 30-day Big Dad Energy Challenge, and we talked about how, for me, Rocket League was just detrimental to my overall goals and what I'm trying to achieve. So as of last week, like, I didn't even turn it on. I didn't even touch it. As of this week, my Xbox is on eBay right now because I'm like, no, it doesn't serve me of what I'm trying to do. My RCs are on eBay right now because they're not serving me. They serve the purpose, and I'm very grateful for the experiences that I had with them, but now it's time to pass them on and move to something else.
I'm with you on that. It's doing this podcast is a little bit, I want to say, like a passion project, because like you said, working under people or for people or with people or just interacting with people who have educated you with whatever it is, leadership, positivity, gratitude, empathy, you know, how to be successful. You lump all that together, you're going to be a successful person. But if, like you said, if it's not applied, if you're not using it, if you're not sharing it, then what's the point of you knowing it?
It's irrelevance.
And what did you do? That person or those people that you interacted with that took the time, something that you can't get back, to share that with you, if you don't do something with it, you're wasting their time. They don't know it, but that's time that they're not going to get back because you're not applying what you learned. My grandfather always told me, if you're not learning, you're not living. And if you're not applying it, then what's the point?
Irrelevance.
Add that to the list of what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for this podcast.
I like it. When you talked earlier about, what did you say that sparked my gratitude?
Was it saying appreciate you?
No. Oh, you were talking about the kids, spending time with the kids.
One of the things I try not to take for granted is watching my kids do something.
It's crazy to me to hear when people complain about their situations when they're happening, because we all look back and realize that that is a time that we should have been more grateful for, especially in the moment. We miss when our kids were small, but in those moments, we complain about the lack of sleep, how many diapers we have to change.
100% worth it.
Man, I would give anything for my daughter to be this small again, and I change those stinky diapers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Trace Adkins, there's a song that he has called You're Gonna Miss This. Have you heard that song?
No, I have not.
Oh my God, it's a phenomenal song. And he talks about a lot of those times in our lives where we can't wait for the next thing, or we're working so hard for the next thing, but we don't have gratitude for what's going on until it's gone. And you truly are going to miss those times. I'm grateful for those years but I wish I was more grateful for them back then. Shout out to Trace Adkins. Dope song.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. But you hit something on the head because people used to ask me all the time how it is having kids, especially when my boys were younger. Oh, how is it having, a newborn? How is it having a newborn and a 4-year-old or whatever the question was, right? Like the diapers, the late nights, all that stuff. And I would tell them, I'll be honest. I was like, look, it's just, sleep is here and there. The diapers, my son let one go and it fell out. It completely blew up his diaper, up the back, all the things, all the stuff, right? All the stuff as a parent. If you're not a parent, you're like, ew, I don't like, what the heck? But I always ended those conversations with, it's 100% worth it. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's just that bond you have with your child is something I'm grateful for. And the pictures are great. Videos are great to have, to be able to look back on. But that's something we've been working on a lot lately, is trying to be more in the moment, more present. Because even though if I'm on my phone, if I'm recording, I'm still there. I still see what's going on, but I'm more focused making sure that my kid and whatever's going on is in the frame and that it looks good and like all this stuff. So we talked about it last time, that multitasking is a myth because you're not giving 100% of your attention or your energy or your focus into one task. So something we're definitely trying to work on is being more present in the moment, because definitely that's something I do miss. It's something I was grateful for to have gone through. But like you said, there's something about being able to have your little one be that little, where it's like I could hold them like right here and there's that innocence, right? But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. Super grateful. Yeah, grateful for that. Grateful for all of our listeners and subscribers. Just like what teddy bears are grateful for on Thanksgiving. You know what their favorite dish is?
Mm-mm.
Stuffing.
I get it.
But yeah, no, it's that's something I definitely think we should challenge each other and challenge our listeners to, is that gratitude journal. Is writing down what you're grateful for every day and reminding yourself in the morning of what you're grateful for. We love to hear your feedback and share your experiences. So reach out to us on social media, leave a comment on this video, let us know how that goes. We would love to hear if this is helpful, if it's impacting your life in a positive way. Definitely let us know. Anyway, thank you for tuning into another edition of the Big Dad Energy Podcast. We'd love to hear from you, so reach out on social media at bigdadenergypods. Comment down below or email us directly at nick@bigdadenergypods.com.
Or Gus at bigdadenergypods.com as well.
Go check out the website because it's live. Our merch is available through special order at the moment, but the Big Dad Energy Pods shop will be coming soon. Until next time, stay positive and bring the
energy.
Hey, that was good.
Yeah.
Real quick, speaking of gratitude, do you know why vampires are grateful for Thanksgiving?
No.
There's no steak.
Oh my God. Do you know when turkeys are most grateful?
When?
The day after Thanksgiving. Let that sink in. Bro, what's the best way to fix a broken pumpkin?
Throw it out the window?
No, use a pumpkin patch.
That's a good one. People always used to ask me, is like, when did you start telling dad jokes? So when I became a parent.
When it became apparent.
That's funny. One of these days we're going to be told to stop telling jokes, but I'm not going to be able to stop cold turkey.
There's no way I can quit cold turkey.